Hello everyone, my name is Dakota and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, we talk about everything superhero related, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Pitt again. So all over my Twitter, I've been seeing these Pitt season 2 bingo boards, and I thought, well, why not put one together and explain kind of the little boxes that I fill out. Also, the tag to the person who made the bingo boards is at the bottom, so shout out to them. Go check them out. They have the template posted on their Twitter, and that's where I got it from. So once again, shout out to them. I had so much fun making this board today, and I definitely think that I will be making bingo boards for other shows and movies that I'm watching in the future. Okay, so I have my iPad here. I'm going to be showing you guys today's date, so in the future when I go back to edit this video, once the Pitt season 2 is over, we can review the board and you can know that I made this before season 2 aired. So right there at the top you can see it is January 7th, 7:54 p.m., which means happy eve of the Pitt season 2. Okay, so I've got my bingo board right here, and I'm gonna kind of just go through everything and explain why I picked what I did, and yeah, just go from there. So my first box is 2 or more scrub changes in one episode. As we all know, Dennis Whitaker is known for switching his scrubs quite frequently, so it just felt fitting. Now, this box doesn't have to just be for Whitaker. It can be for anyone else, but I think Whitaker is going to be the one fulfilling this box. And also, I just want to say, a lot of the things on here aren't necessarily like... A lot of this is just for fun, I'll say, and just like random stuff that may not even happen. So just keep that in mind as I'm reading these off. So next one is another Whitaker mention. We've got chest compressions done by him successfully. I feel like it'll be a nice callback to season 1 where he unfortunately lost a patient, and you know, everyone who has watched Pitt knows the chest compression scene. So the next one is Jack Abbott military lore drop. We know from the trailers that he's in some military gear, and that from season 1 that he has been a part of the military at one point. I think maybe in season 2 we may learn a little bit more about that, and I'm definitely interested in that. Sean Hattasey is quickly becoming one of my favorite actors. I'm like watching everything that he's in just from the Pitt. I love Jack Abbott. He's like one of my favorite doctors. And my following box is Robbie Needs a Bathroom Break Part 2. Another one of my favorite scenes. I mean, I feel like I'm going to say that a lot during this video just because I love the Pitt so much. But the bathroom break scene for Robbie, I could go on for at least an hour breaking down that scene, and, you know, just, it's so much in one scene that can just be uncovered. But I think if we have like a part 2 of that, that'll be pretty good. And last one for this row is Abbott eye contact. This could also just be me, you know, being on social media for too long, but if you know, you know. Jack Abbott has some serious eye contact. Sean Hattasey, really, I think that's a part of him that he put into Jack Abbott. Crazy eye contact. Like, yeah, any eye contact moment. Alright, now moving on to row 2, we've got a firework related injury. I feel like that one's pretty much like a free space considering it's a 4th of July episode. And next we have Philly mention. Being from, you know, around that area, I love when Philly is mentioned. I love just anything Philly. So Dana did mention Philly. I forget what episode, but she did mention Philly in season 1. So another Philly mention would be great. And then next I've got a rooftop scene, part 2. The rooftop scene is one of my favorite scenes in the show, and I'm not just saying that to be saying it. I genuinely love that scene. It is so moving, and it really kind of sparked my interest in the relationship between Dr. Robbie and Dr. Abbott. So rooftop scene, had to put it on the bingo board. And then my last 2 boxes for this row are a Dr. Collins mention, which unfortunately she isn't able to be in season 2. There's like some personal stuff I've heard going on with the actress, so she's not going to be in season 2. So a mention of her would be great. I feel like I really am gonna miss her this season. She's one of my favorite doctors, and it sucks that she's not gonna be in season 2, but I would love it if they still mentioned her. And then Jake apologizes to Dr. Robbie. I don't know if this is gonna happen. I just put it on my board. I don't even know if the actor for Jake is coming back for season 2, but I feel like it would be nice to see him again. I don't know. It's just going to be so much going on with the 4th of July episode. I don't really know if they're going to have, if it's going to make sense to go back to talking about Pitt Fest, but why not? Put it on the bingo board. All right, row 3, we've got somebody calls out Robbie for riding with no helmet. It has to be someone, and I feel like it would have been Dr. Collins if she was in this season, which I'm so upset that she's not, but I feel like it would have been her. But since she's not in the season, I will say either Abbott or Mohan. And then the next box I feel like is just another free space for me. Abbott clocks in early. I do think that the night shift is going to be coming in early again for this season, or this shift, I should say. I won't be surprised if Abbott clocks in early, just to also give the night shift more screen time as well, because I think a lot of people really enjoyed the night shift, and I think they're just going to have more screen time. So next one, Mo Habit. I am a Mo Habit truther. I did talk about this in my last video talking about the Pitt fandom, so it kind of feels hypocritical right now to talk about ship names, but I do like the relationship between Dr. Mohan and Dr. Abbott. I'm not saying that I want them to like get together in this episode or this season, I should say, but any like interaction between them, that I'll count that. So Mo Habit mention. And then lastly, Santos and Whitaker Rumi lore. I want to know so much about their living situation, so any, you know, mention to them living together, I will count that on my bingo board. And for the 4th row, I have short staffed or mid shift quit. I kind of added the mid shift quit because I feel like adding short staff is like kind of just a giveaway, because, you know, the Pitt does reflect some real life scenario, or not some, a lot of real life scenarios in the medical field now, and the main problem in the Pitt is them being short staffed and all that. So I had to add mid shift quit, because I also think it would be interesting if somebody just quits mid shift, and, you know, a lot of people get sent home mid shift, so we will see what happens this season. Next, I have Robbie treats a motorcycle injury. I know the Pitt Twitter has been going crazy with this clip of Dr. Robbie riding in on his motorcycle with no helmet. And I think it would be, okay, I don't want to sound like, I'm not going to say it's good to see a motorcycle accident, because I would never say that. But I think it would kind of be good for Robbie's character to see, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be so careless and ride a motorcycle with no helmet. I just think it'll kind of play on that kind of aspect of his character. Another one I have is just a new hospital bet. I think the betting pool in the hospital was a very funny aspect of season 1. Next, I have Dr. King's sister becomes a patient. That one was really just me throwing it out there, just kind of making some predictions of what I think could happen this season. But honestly, the Pitt is unpredictable and I really don't know. But I think that would be kind of a, I don't know, it's weird saying cool aspect in a hospital show, because obviously none of the stuff that's happening in the hospital is good, but I think it would be opening another layer to her character, so, and just giving her another challenge to face, which I think she's up for it. I love Mel King. She is an amazing doctor, so that's just one of my predictions of what could happen. And then to end off that row, I have Langdon and Santos awkward moment. I feel like this is, I just feel like it's bound to happen. I think maybe he'll see her as kind of like a snitch, and, you know, eventually they're gonna have to work together on maybe one patient, so I just think it's gonna be kind of awkward between them. So yeah, I've got that on there. And for our last row, I have Abbott gets overwhelmed / flashbacks. One of my favorite things in film is when I'm like losing my train of thought for like the film terminology, but when there's a scene and a character gets so overwhelmed and all the background noise is just drowned out, kind of like what Robbie experienced when he was having kind of his little breakdown during the finale, or it might have been not the finale, the episode before the finale, just during the Pitt Fest thing. Basically when just a character is going through so much and everything's just drowned out and they're like in their own head. That I would love to see with Dr. Abbott. I just think there's more to his character that can be uncovered. And then flashbacks, just, you know, we do see him in military gear in the trailer, in one of the trailers. So I think maybe he could deal with a military patient and that could kind of trigger some PTSD for him or something like that. So we've got that on the bingo board. And then same thing with how I was talking about earlier with Dr. Robbie, kind of, you know, the parallels between season 2 and season 1. I added Langdon gets a drug OD patient. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Also, I guess I should have put at the beginning season 1 spoilers, but I assume everyone watching this video has seen season 1. But, you know, as we all know, Langdon does get caught for taking drugs from one of his patients and taking them for himself. So I think, again, it would be a phenomenal parallel if he got a patient who is currently like overdosing, because I think it'll kind of put it into perspective for him, like, oh shoot, this could have been me. So I think that would be interesting. Next, I've seen this all over Twitter. I don't know if it's confirmed somewhere or if Sean Hattasey said it in an interview somewhere, but Abbott dead wife mention, I feel like it's going to happen. I've seen a lot of people talking about it, and I've seen a lot of other people make bingo boards similar to this one with this template, and almost everyone has this on there, so I thought, why not add it to mine? And for the last 2 boxes, I have a doctor, specifically a student doctor, faints. I just feel like one of the newbies is going to faint. That's all. And lastly, Dana and Abbott moment. I don't see a lot of people talking about this, but Dana and Abbott have one of my favorite relationships going on. I edit, obviously everyone knows I do video editing, so during video editing I see a lot of the scenes broken down, and I see it over and over as I'm searching for clips, and it's always my favorite to go to that scene and just rewatch it over and over again. I cannot remember which episode it is, but it's after Dana comes back from getting punched in the face by one of the patients. They kind of just have a moment together where it's like, how are you doing? He's checking in on her. He's seeing like what's up with Robbie, stuff like that. That's like one of my favorite moments between them, and I think it's a underrated relationship that I hope gets explored. But you know, it's kind of hard for me to talk about characters in this show because, like, relationship wise, because I feel like it's so focused on the medical aspect and less on the people, but also focused on the people. So it's like a not even balance, it's like a 70-30 balance, I would say, which is what I love about this show so much. And I talk about it in the video that I posted. I think I posted it yesterday, or by the time this video gets posted, about 2 days ago, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. But I did talk about how much I love The Pitt because of how different it is from other medical shows, and because they focus on the medical side more than personal relationships, which is part of the reason why I love it so much and why I think it's one of the best medical shows ever made. Yeah, I really do hope that we get to see more of Dana and Abbott. So that is all I have for my predictions, I guess you could call them, for season 2. We'll see if I get bingo by the end of this season. So we've got 15 weeks, and like I said, it's unpredictable, so it was actually kind of hard to make the bingo board. Even if everything on my bingo board doesn't happen in the show, I have no doubt that this season is going to be phenomenal, and I cannot wait to watch it tomorrow night. But for all of you watching, this will probably be posted on Pitt Thursday. So if you're watching on Thursday, happy first Pitt Thursday. And I can't wait to watch this new episode coming out tomorrow. So that is all I have for you guys today. I thought I'd share my quick little bingo board that I made and sharing some predictions for season 2. Let me know if you made your own Pitt bingo board or any predictions that you may have for season 2. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!